Oh, looks like they're off. Or am I ahead again? And we've got a pickup, a wood sword pickup right at the start.
Go ahead and screen scroll his way over to level 3. Look what we see. Looks like we're dealing with a second quest overworld, or maybe a mixed overworld. And the most expensive shield is inside the one with the candle shop, so we are not dealing with a boomstick seed. If I'm one of these runners, I'm almost wanting to make my way over to level 1 and see if that is where it's supposed to be. And so far, too early to tell if we're dealing with a 0 HP seed or not. But it does look like things are going down. Zugman is opting to go check, I believe up here top left, see if this is a heart container, which would be a really good idea, knowing if this is a second quest. And yes, there it is. Now, robdraven suffering a death outside of level 1. So it appears to be, at this moment, we are dealing with a second quest overworld. Zugman's checking level 6, where in this second quest, it will be a 30 secret, so mid-secret. On first indication, the amounts have not been shuffled. And robdraven popping into level 1, although it doesn't identify itself as level 1. But considering the fact that there's 3 ways to go here, this looks like we could be dealing with a... Well, this is interesting. Well, the enemies have been shuffled and the rooms have been shuffled. It does look like we're not dealing with shapes, and it is a 0 HP seed. Zugman finds out the power bracelet is on indeed by the coast. Or not by the coast, in the graveyard.
Yeah, you'll have to excuse me. I honestly can't even tell if I'm synced up properly because neither of these runners have a timer up on their stream. So I really don't even have anything to go on.
Well, we do find what is level 3 over at the Armo statue, and we find, well, there's the Chevy room. So both runners getting an introduction to that. This is randomized dungeon rooms at this point. Now, if we could just get a quick sync up here on where you are on our tech end from... we'll go ahead and pause for about 15 seconds. All right, thank you very much. With that information here, we can go ahead and give you see on our screen. Zugman, though, taking a death in level 3. So we know that the enemies have been shuffled because of the whiz robes, the likes were in level 1.
Chat's just telling me to talk about to start talking. I'll know if I'm ahead or behind or not. Yeah, I just got Zugman taking a death and Rob leaving level 1, so I think I am still behind.
Well, right now I have Zugman now facing off against Pold Boys in the little 3-blocked rooms that look like the less than and right than or greater than or whatever the math symbol is. And we have robdraven walking into level 3. We'll get it completely taken care of just yet. Nobody has picked up any key items with the exception of Zugman, who did pick up the power bracelet from the Armo statue. And Zugman almost walking right into a like, but packs off just in time so he doesn't get bopped. Does get a heart container for his efforts. Picks up a key as well. And pretty much the idea is right now, well, let's find out where the item is. I have not seen a level 3 spot. And yes, it's at the regular power bracelet slot, so it's in the Armos over at the grave. Oh, Triforces are not in the Triforce room.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I'm good now. I've got Rob right near the vanilla blue ring spot and just went into a dungeon.
Well, I've got Zugman now leaving that dungeon. He's going past the potion and robdraven now going into the less than greater than room. And back into that 3 rows of blocks that are spaced apart.
Okay, yeah, now I've got him out of there.
Yep, he's now
right near, just north of...
Yep, northwest of start where he just picked up a candle.
Northwest? I've already got him northeast.
Okay.
Heading towards the vanilla level 1 spot, which we decided is still level 1.
Yep, because it does look like that the second
just
quest...
went in...
Because it does look like that this is a...
Yes.
Yes. So that means...
I'm not as familiar with Second Quest Overworld. Are those both vanilla locations?
Yep, they are. So what we're going to find here in this setup right now is they're going to need the power bracelet, they're going to need the raft, they're going to need the recorder, and they're going to need a candle, which Zugman had already purchased. So robdraven still in level 3, trying to find where something is, and I'm thinking Rob is getting that confusion now. Here's the problem. He, I think, might be thinking he's in level 3. He might be in level 2, even though he has already seen places to the left and right. I think he thinks he's in level 2, and as a result, might be playing this a little bit differently. This is indeed level 3's normal map, but he might be thinking for some reason this is level 2 because when you go over here to the Armo statue, you think you're going into level 2, but when you're in the second quest, the game is programmed such that level 2 is actually level 3. So I'm thinking robdraven's a little... I know, garbly gooky goo gook. So I think robdraven's lost this moment. And now he'll find the map. He'll take one look at it and recognize that he's now in level 3.
Wait, you've got him with the map already?
Yes, I do. robdraven picked up the map.
Ah, then I must still be behind.
And he's heading over towards the southwest. I think he's trying to find where the item is in this dungeon. Either runner using a timer, which is unfortunate, and we find the wand on Zugman's end, which means, guess what? Items have been shuffled, and a boomerang pickup here for robdraven. And I'm gonna have you go ahead and talk for just a moment because I have an idea.
Yes?
Talk about some of the things that could come into play with these seeds. One boomerang would be a nice pickup in this game.
Agreed. Rob didn't take it, but yeah, it would be a useful item in 0 HP. And yeah, it looks like Rob's almost completely full cleared 3, and he does have the comp, so he knows where to go, and he takes a death. And he leaves. All right, he was blocked, right? There was the... Yeah, there was the Chevy room, so there was some shuffled rooms, even though the horizontal shoot room did appear in level, which is its normal place. And we have a Triforce pickup in 1 on Zugman's side. And he goes back in looking for the other item. Ah, Chad is saying I'm behind still. Oh, and we have the other item, and it is the bow.
Oh, beautiful find.
So, bow is in level 1 along with, was it the wand? Yes, it's bow and wand. Lord Banana in 3.
Okay. I just watched the Crimson Serene, so I can see where you guys are at right now. So right now, robdraven just went into the candle shop. He just picked up the candle for 60 rupees. And he's going to head and leave that candle shop, which is where level 3 normally is in the first quest. And Zugman looks lost here in the desert, just wiggling back and forth, and now goes one screen over to the right, which is where the intersection of the desert is. And now does a few screen scroll. And now makes himself over past Monocle Rock, over towards the Armos items, just one east of the Lost Hills. So with that all together, I think we have now got ourselves actually on track. And now Zugman enters level 4. It's the green dungeon here. It's going to be shaped like it is in the first quest, so we're not going to see any levels that look like a D. And Rob, currently in his menu, I guess he's lost at this point, trying to figure out what he needs to do. And well, there's a Triforce find here. He wants to go around it, but he can't. So it looked like we found the boomerang in 3, and the bow in 1.
Is that using the oh yeah, that's right. You just said the Triforce in a spot where he can't. Okay, so I'm probably just a couple seconds behind.
Yep, there we go. All right, since we're both somewhat close to being on track, welcome, guys. We thank you guys for bearing with us as we got things figured out. And there's the troll compass right there at Zugman's head.
Oh, yeah, I see it too now.
Right there. And this is actually level 5, not level 4, rather. I do apologize. It's level 4 in quest, but it's level 5 because, well, that's the way the game programmed. And we found the heart container in there, which means the item that's on the coast has been shuffled.
Wait, and you're going to have to explain this to me. It's the locations of the dungeons in the second quest will actually respond to a different dungeon in the first quest?
Well, the way the game was programmed, they swapped levels 2 and 3, which is why level 2 in the second quest has the green colored walls and has the dark nut set, and why level 3, which is underneath the lake where level 2 was in the first quest, is the blue. So as far as the Triforces are concerned, the dungeon that is underneath the Armos is level 3. The level that's going to be underneath the lake over in the forest will be level 2. It's a quirk with programming that has levels 2 and 3 swapped, 4 and 5 swapped, and 7 and 8 swapped as well.
Okay,
unfortunately,
so
I can't really... Go ahead.
So what it means is that with dungeons at their supposed second quest locations, it's actually going to be 2 at 3's second quest location and 3
Correct.
At 2's.
Yep.
4 at 5's, 5 at 4's. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't quite understanding.
And it would be nice, unfortunately, it would be nice if we could figure out how to correct that in the code, but we haven't figured out that just yet. We gotta give Fred a lot of props for as much as he did. And you know Bagu, well, then I can help you cross, but old man, there's no river here. But does Bagu know where the ladder is?
I've been dropping frames again. Did you just have a death on Rob's side?
I just had a death on Rob's side. Oh no, I had a death on Zugman's side, rather. I didn't see one on Rob's.
Rob's... Do I have them reversed? No, I've...
Rob's is the one that has the... On our end, has the things to the left and right of the screen.
Yeah,
and Zugman's the one that has the black.
Okay, yeah, I just saw Rob taking a death on the overworld. Am I way behind then?
But Zugman right now is currently in a dungeon.
Zugman's in 3, right? Or am I behind?
I believe so, but he might also be in 8. I'm not certain where he is at this moment. I think he is actually No, he's in 3. He's gonna find the banana. Question is, will Zugman take the banana? No, he won't. So neither of these players opted to take the banana on a 0 HP seed, probably because they had the wand.
Well, Rob didn't have the wand when he found the banana.
Yeah, which makes the decision not to grab that even more stunning. Oh, that shame is the door repair message. So now, Rob, I'm not certain if I think he's thinking that the overworld is shuffled. Just the way he's going in and out of caves like this. And I like this maneuver here that Zugman is making, using the any roads to get him over towards the forest. He's going to go check out 8 next. You know one evil thing about Second Quest CCX?
Yes,
Only one large secret.
correct.
There's only one 100 secret in this game. And Zugman checking level 2, but finds that it's underneath the lake, which means he can't get to there right now. So, to identify the blocks that these runners have to deal with in this seed, level 7, you need the ladder, because it's by a river, and you need to cross the river to get inside the cave. Oh, the red candle!
Yeah, red candle. And meanwhile, we've got a dungeon find. Oh, well, of course the dungeon's there. The dungeons are at vanilla Second Quest locations. So that's... Again, I'm not as familiar with Second Quest. Is that... Which dungeon should that be?
This one's going to be 8.
Got it.
Okay.
Oh, ahead. Okay. Well, I'm sure that'll out on its own.
There we go. So, Zygmunt now making his way through level 8 will opt to kill off some gorillas. Now, we know the Triforces have been shuffled, so they could pop up in any room that is lighted. Apparently, dark rooms, you cannot have the Triforce program be in there, but he does find the compass, which will help him out. Turns out the Triforce is only 3 rooms to the south. So I'm wondering if robdraven just consulted a map or something while he was pausing his menu there, because if that's the case, then he should know now that he's dealing with a second quest overworld and will be making his way over to level 8 now. And we find one of the staircases in level 8. Ew, get that away from here. What kind is that? As Zygmunt finds the book. He gets all the way to the top and says, no, I'm resetting. And he is leaving the dungeon, which is kind of a decision. Like, I'm thinking this is very similar to the race earlier today that our restreamer was a part of, which seems to be a logistical order seed. But I'm wondering if Zugman has just mistakenly identified what is level 8 as 7, but didn't even grab the Triforce out of there. Oh, you know what's going on here. Maybe he's going to leave to go buy some bombs.
Ah,
Or not.
yes.
Maybe he's checking to see what the white sword is. You know what the fun thing about randomizers trying to get into players' heads, trying to figure out what they are thinking of. And Zugman ending up picking up the red candle.
Okay.
Robdraven finding a single block, but unfortunately this single block doesn't want to move. Like right now, this does identify itself to be a level that's a particular order, and I'm guessing that level 7, or rather level 8, has either the raft, the ladder, or the recorder inside of it to help them move along. And Robdraven's just going to work his way around a dig dogger, pick up a key, and unfortunately can't do anything else in that room. And indeed, bomb dropping gels are a beauty, especially since they're in every dungeon. Making his way back to level 8. Or he is not, because he wants to prove me wrong. Or he's just taking the right way and the any road would take him a little bit longer to get. And that's quite the boss there for the Triforce for Robdraven, but he's leaving something very important behind if he decides to leave level 8. He looks at it, sees that it's level 8, goes back in. Good. So, the blocks you're going to find in this seed, the raft is required to get to level 4. The power bracelet's required to get to level 5. The recorder's required to get to levels 3 and 6. The ladder's required to get into level 7. And if you want to even dare touch the magical sword, you've got to go grab the power bracelet and go all the way up to the depths of Death Mountain. Zugman leaving late again. I think he's trying to get some bomb drops. I think he's making his way over to a bomb shop. He's buying some bombs. And that's correct. It is levels 2 and 6, not 3 and 6. I fell into the same trap. Well, you see, Tetrally, you gotta go with the X's and make that go over to the right-hand side. Then you gotta boom itself over to the right. Then you've got to cut 82 over to the left, and then bingo over bambo olango over to the right-hand side, and then throw the slap pass over to the receiver on the right-hand side.
What?
I was doing a bad impersonation of John Madden. Zugman buying some bombs.
Yeah, I think I just got that on my screen too, so I'm fine there. Did you have Rob picking up the Triforce in the middle of that impersonation?
Yes, he did.
Okay, good. So I am at the right timing. I was going to comment on that, but I couldn't get past that.
Bada bing, bada boom.
And you got Zugman going back into 8 right now?
Yeah.
We're on the same page. Good, because I've dropped each of their streams at least once. It wasn't as bad as yesterday when I was dropping both streams like every few minutes and eventually had to and have Greenleaf take over for me. At which
Zugman.
point the technical difficulties promptly stopped, but
Of course. Isn't that the way it
of
always
course,
goes?
yeah.
Oh, the ladder
Yeah,
is the
it was
found, the
working
second
perfect.
item in level 8.
Oh, and I just saw a bomb upgrade, a very vanilla bomb upgrade.
Yeah, but it's not in the vanilla
On
location.
Robside. No, but it is the
Very
vanilla mount, vanilla.
This does feel familiar, though. I'm wondering who this happened to earlier today, about 4.5 hours ago. Maybe our restreamer here could tell us the story about a sequence just like this. We still try to figure out where the recorder and the raft are located. The truck is riding on somebody's lawn. These are real things that are going on in towns today. Maybe it was upset that I did the John Madden impersonation. And there's no set flag for second quest items and second quest dungeon order. Because if that was the case, the ladder and the book wouldn't be paired together. It would be the raft and the book, because those are what are normally in level 4 second quest. Ladder is normally in level 6 in the second quest. And Sigma trying to find what the second item is. And I think the same thing here on robdraven's end.
Yeah, he's gonna have to obey. He got locked into a room with a dig dogger by a shutter door. And hold on, I've been frames on Rob's side. I have him in an item room, but I missed exactly which item room it was.
Well, I just have him up and just left level 8 right now. So I think it's time for him to go explore level 7, which is the logistical route to take here. And he just up and 8 again to go back to start. So eat, sleep, Ganon, and repeat. And now that we get done watching our postal carrier driving across somebody's lawn, we can go ahead and continue with robdraven's decision to go back into level 1.
Yep, there we go. I was having trouble getting out of level 8 there, but yes, level 1.
He's got to be careful with these fights.
Blue Wizrobe room.
Oh, God. 6 blue wizrobes is absolute hell. It's a squad Tyrol.
Yeah.
And a ladder pickup here.
I think I got to that a little before you, but now I'm frozen on it.
Yep, robdraven just died to those 6
There.
wizrobes.
Still fighting them. Oh, yeah.
I'm having that feeling that it is community hints as well. And I think Zugman now just wants to make his way over to the Triforce here. And robdraven suffered death, unfortunately. So, put your guess in chat. What item you think is going to be found at level 7? I already know Krim has put down a 20 spot. The recorder is going to be found at level 7, or the raft, I forget which one it was. We're getting confirmation that he said the raft.
Okay, and over on Rob's side, we have him finding the wand in 1.
One is a nice long weapon to find. It's a shame that we're not dealing with a boomstick like we were in the 8 o'clock races.
Oh! And on Zugman's side, we have the lockup, and we have the crotch sword.
Oh, we had that.
And
right now,
finally... Oh, am I behind again?
I have a feeling, because right now he's making his way through the desert, just got himself over just one screen north of 1, and he's making himself over to where level 7 is on the river. Now, that point when he actually goes into level 7. He's, I think, going to bomb right now, and he does bomb, and he does enter level 7. And we can't stop here. This is Keys country.
For there, I thought I was still wrong. The color palettes were throwing me off. This is very similar to the last one he was in.
Yeah,
but I see the map. It is definitely level 7.
Yep. Apparently, this race is brought to you by Heinz Mustard. Oh goodness, there's to be a Goma in here. Now, thankfully, Zugman bought some arrows. I've got that too, and on Rob's side, he just picked up the map in 1. Yes, he did. Okay, Zugman's having a lot of... We've got everything. Zugman's having a lot of problems with this Goma.
A lot of problems with the Goma, yeah.
He kills it, though, and gets a heart for the reward. He probably wanted a little more than that. Goes into the staircase and finds that it's not the staircase you want. And I'm thinking the demon, though, is the actual 6-voice rope room that robdraven was in. Even though I know what you're saying, HN. So, 5 keys right now for both of our runners. And we know that there's got to be something here that gets our runners into something else. Like, it is possible that the raft is going to be required to find something else here. Rob suffering a death trying to get to the Triforce. Saying nope to that 6 blue whistle room again. As we continue here. Oh, he's got to get this clock. There we go. robdraven gets the clock, can get the Triforce. Get on out of here, Rob. Level 1 is complete. So he now has the Triforces out of 1, 3, and... no, just 1 and 8. He never...
No, he did not.
But he does have a sparkling, clean 12 bombs to his arsenal. And we find a Goma. This Goma's not going to have anything. This room right now with the 5 blocks, 2 blocks, it does not have anything. It would only have it in level 1. I keep getting notifications. Apparently we got races coming up in just a few minutes.
Oh, yes. 2 of them, I believe. One
That's
over
correct.
on Random Effects channel and one on RC Drones.
Yeah, special thanks to those guys, and also special thanks to Krim for volunteering their Saturday afternoon to restream these races as robdraven gets ready to go back into level 3. Just enters there right now. And, you know, we've got a full day of Zelda Randomizer races coming up this afternoon and into the evening. This is pretty much the busiest day we've had all tournament. And it started right at 8 o'clock with some insane person who decided to race at 8 a.m. I don't know who that person was.
Yes. Our restreamer reminds us that we do not yet know the ladder item on the coast, but both runners do have the ladder and could go look for it. So that is another possibility.
Yep. And this would be more important to Rob because he saw, not Rob, Zugman, because Zugman did see the heart container in level 5, so he knows it is something. We just don't know what. It could be one of the items that we need right now. As Triforce pick up in level 3 for robdraven, so both of these guys have Triforces out of 1, 3, and 8 right now. Zugman going through this lovely little that is nothing but pure torture because of all 33 rooms. And Link indeed must be tired after all the Link to the Past randomizer races on this weekend, plus the Zelda 1 randomizer races going on. I think he should just take Easter Sunday off and say, Princess, do it yourself.
Looks like Rob is heading over towards the coast.
We could actually find something of interest soon. What do you think this item is?
I don't know. It's probably something fairly good. I'll go with raft.
Raft is a very good possibility. And I do want to point this out. If you are celebrating Easter, please enjoy your Easter with your loved ones. And it's the silver arrows!
Whoa! Silver arrows on the coast.
Well, I guess Rob doesn't need to buy arrows.
And just check where I am. I just saw an old man saying nothing really matters on Zugman's side.
That's
followed by a
correct.
manhandler kill. Okay.
That's correct. So that means the silver arrows and the red ring are not guaranteed to be found in level 9. Well, we can definitely guarantee the silver arrows are not at 9, but that flag has been unchecked for this race. So, unfortunately, because of the way the seed is, because the power bracelet's required, which I don't think robdraven has picked up just yet, because the raft is required, because the recorder is required.
So.
Neither of these runners will be on Triforce and Go mode anytime soon.
Right. As I said, I'm not as familiar with second quest. Which dungeons would require the raft and the recorder?
Level 4 would require the
get
raft.
into?
Levels 2 and 6 would require the recorder. Level 2 being under the lake, that would be where level 2 normally is in the first quest.
6 both require the recorder, so
Yep.
means raft has to be in 7 and then recorder has to be in 4, correct?
Well, that's
because
a
recorders
possibility.
needed to get into 2 and 6.
That's a possibility. Now, did we see Zugman get an item out of level 7? No, no. I thought he was going back. No, okay.
Well, looks like we've seen both items in 1. We've seen the item in 3. You said we saw the item in 5, and we've seen both items in 8. And they can't get into 2 or 6 without the recorder. Can't get into 4 without the raft.
That's correct.
Or, well, actually, it's possible 7 could be the recorder, and then either 2 or 6 has the raft. But yes, 7 has to have something to get into one of those others, and then that has to be one of the dungeons unlocked by the item in 7 has to have the other item required to get into dungeons.
Yep. So Zugman left the dungeon not because he grabbed the Triforce. In fact, he hadn't grabbed the Triforce. He left the dungeon because he needed bombs.
He's out of bombs.
Yeah, that's why he ended up leaving the dungeon, and that's unfortunate when you have to do that, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And robdraven leaves the room that has the harp because he got pushed through. The bomb walls are very sensitive in this game. And we see Zugman grabbing that same heart container. But 0 HP enemies, and I'm thinking bosses are 0 HP too, but I have not confirmed that. Just the way the Gomas have been going down, I could only say that. But right now, what sword they get, but it could come into play with Ganon, because Ganon's HP does not take either of those attributes. It could be 0 HP, it could be shoveled, it could be the full 15 HP.
Or it could be not required.
That's right. Which is a very interesting possibility in this game. I mean, you could just walk right into her room and, oh, surprise, there she is. We've seen that happen before.
Oh. Would be a shame such easy to find silver arrows. Well, no, actually, it would be kind of interesting if silver arrows were required when they were in a tough to find spot. But yeah, easy to find silvers. I would not be surprised if Ganon wasn't required, because the game knows.
I agree with you on that. I wouldn't be surprised either. Like, this is just an interesting way to see this playing out.
We've got both runners in 7 right now.
Yep, both of them are in the top left corner. And they're still trying to seek out the item, because we know we're at a dead end as far as this run is concerned at this point. And Zugman leaving level 7. I don't know if he found the item in there. Oh. I think Zugman just found it. I think a Goma's blocking it with this single block room. Yes, it is! So the bow is required either way, and it's the quarter. Grim owes the chat $20. He'll pay to you by the year 2121.
So even if silvers aren't required, bow was required.
That is correct. Because you needed to have the bow and arrow to get past that Goma.
To get the recorder.
Yep, to get to the recorder, which now 2 and 6 are now available. And Rob opting to go ahead and grab the heart container out of the graveyard, but he did not get the item out of level 7. And that right now is a chokehold on this run. And if you really wanted to pay $20 back, you could just at least give it by a green slip of paper that says Monopoly on it.
Yep. Okay, I think I'm a little behind. I just saw the Triforce in 7. How far behind am I?
Well, he is now in the Lost Woods. The Dead Woods, rather. He just screens over into the graveyard where he's about to make his way towards level 6. But he's going to go ahead and check the ladder heart now that he does remember that it could be shuffled in the silver arrows, because he's just going to go ahead and pick that up right about now. And by the way, we have in level 5, we have robdraven. Oh, robdraven starts setting himself up for the reverse turn clip over towards level 2. And a very quick Triforce at a level 5 here for robdraven. Will he go in here to fish out the item, or will he go back into 7? He's going to go back in and try to fish out the item at level 5, which we know is for a heart container. Now, thankfully, this game has a little bit of mercy that it's going to give you the heart container relatively early. So we haven't seen... I'm just trying to think of what the progression of items have been so far. And the second of the upgrades was in level 2. A nice orange palette dungeon, just so enjoyable. It makes you think of orange Kool-Aid. If you can this stuff. So what item do you think is going to be found here in level 2?
I'm going to say that 2 will have something not required like the magic boomerang, and that raft will be 6, not in 2, because we know raft has to be in either 2 or 6.
Ew, there's a Patra at level 2, and
Patra, ooh.
bops into him and gets killed, and we'll go back to start.
Which side? Zugman?
Zugman is in level 2 right now with the orange dungeon. He just got bumped off by a very, very angry Patra, but now he's going up against Rogues in the Triforce room and heads up north.
North.
And robdraven now in level 5, going to push the block, finds that it is the transport staircase on the other end of where he needs to be in level 5. Because the heart container on Zugman's done back in level 5, I think was not that far from the dungeon.
Okay.
If I remember
I've
correctly.
got error 404 Ganon not found.
A little further ahead than that, but he is now heading through the very bottom left portion of the... I think it's the dragon. I'm trying to remember what it is. It's he's about to now leave the lower of the 3 rooms on the left side. That's not that very bottom part. Makes his way one south of the eye, which is a reverse C room. And into the eye. Hey there.
And on Zugman's side, we have a heart container pickup. Or am I behind on that as well?
Right now he's on the very top part of the crescent. Just fought off 3
Yeah,
ropes.
that's about.
And he's about to go back.
I do have him up top.
down. Yep. So right now the item we're looking for in level 2, or rather level. Wow, that's quite the interesting staircase in level 5. It takes you all of 2 rooms down. So it's been really difficult to figure out which of the runners have been in the lead. Zugman just picking up the map right now. So, right now, certain how deep into the race we are, but we'll go ahead and recap the items that we have found so far. In level 1, we found... What did we find in level 1? It was
The wand. No.
the bow and the wand.
Level
that's
1 was the wand and the bow. Level 2, we have not yet found the item. Level 3 was the boomerang. We have not get into level 4 yet. Level 5 was the heart container. We have not seen level 6 yet. Level
Oh!
7 had the recorder.
I must
Level
interrupt.
8. and the ladder.
I have to interrupt to let you know that the raft is in 2.
Raft is in 2. Level... Where was I? Oh, yes. Level 8 had the book and the ladder. The power bracelet was the Armos item. The red candle was the white sword item. And the silver arrows were on the coast. That means that the 4 remaining items are the magic boomerang, the red ring, the... Hold on. The red ring, the magic boomerang, the any key, and the
white sword.
The white sword, yes. Yep. Okay, so that's no more required items, but 3 very items to have still at large. 2 of them will be in 9, and the other dungeons left are 4 and 6.
Right now, robdraven finds the heart container in level 5, and I believe, if I'm correct, that we see Zygmunt in level 4, where we're going to find out what that item is in just a moment.
Yes, I see him going into level 4, yes.
At level 4, now we can scratch that off our list. The level 4 has the any key.
Oh. I just had him going into it. Has it already found that?
Yep, he found it. So the question here is, where's the Triforce in this level 4? And don't forget, we got ongoing races this season. They've got Darkwing Duck going live right now. We also have Jam versus K-Mag, which would be a very interesting race. Those 2 are 1-0, and well, here's the interesting thing about that. That 1-1 section of this tournament is very, very stacked right now. There's a lot of talent right now with 1-1 records, and they're all going to be fighting for their lives next week, trying to get to 2-1, try to help get themselves closer to clinching a spot in the brackets coming up. And Zygmunt here, he's just on Triforce mode here. Actually, Triforce and Go mode, considering the fact that he's got the silver arrows, which then makes it more interesting, the fact he was hunting down the item in here. Maybe he was trying to see the red ring, considering the fact he had gotten bumped off a few times. Oh, I know what he's trying to do right now. He's killing enemies, hoping to get one with the bomb drop.
Ah, yes. Because you can never have too many bombs.
Yeah, unfortunately, when your number is 0, you wish you could have some more. Thankfully, these pull voices are 0 HP, but if he gets... I'm surprised he didn't grab that heart. Because of the fact that Pul's voices, Gyptos, and Blue Darknuts in this enemy group, all, if hit, can drop you for 2 hearts. Oh, shoot! There's the vertical room. Not necessarily what he wanted to find right there. And Triforce in this dungeon was in the Triforce room. Now, robdraven seems to be stuck again. And I'm thinking at this point, he is trying to figure out what he missed. And what he missed is the item out of 7, which opens everything back up. You don't see many seeds like this where it's a progression of items that get you things.
Yeah, this is a real. What was the word for the chain seed?
A chain reaction seed.
You need the bow to record. Yes, chain reaction seed. You need the bow to get the recorder. You need the recorder to get the raft. You need the raft to get the dungeon. And the power bracelet was which dungeon is locked up by the power bracelet?
Power bracelet.
That's 5, isn't it? Okay, so that was just a separate requirement.
Yep. And level 6 here for
actually.
Zygmunt now is in
I know
level
that
6.
you actually need the ladder to get into a dungeon as well.
Yep,
was
7.
that 7? So you need the ladder and the bow to be able to get the recorder, which is needed to get the raft, which is needed to get into level 4.
So we found that the magic boomerang was in 6.
We've got Zygmunt in the dungeon. Magic boomerang in.
Yep.
That means that the 2 items in 9 will be the white sword and the red ring.
Interesting combo.
Ooh, so that is a huge upgrade thing. It is going to be quite possible that these runners will have to go into 9 with wood sword, green tunic. Unless one of them can get the rupees for the blue ring or the hearts for the magic sword.
Considering the fact that this is a second quest overworld with only 1/100 secret, it's not that likely. Especially since Zygmunt right now is 163
Correct.
rupees. robdraven might be a little closer to it.
So probably the best chance of avoiding a wooden sword, green tunic entrance to 9 would be if they find the magical sword and the heart requirements are shuffled. At the moment, Zygmunt already has 10, which is the bare minimum to have a chance at the magic sword.
Now this is interesting here that the Triforce is in the Triforce room here in level 6, so you wouldn't be able to get to point A and point B without certain things in this game, but if those were your first 2 dungeons, you'd be thinking Triforce and Triforce rooms. As robdraven is back in level 7, and that is because I think he had come to the conclusion that there's not much else he can do here without having another item, which was the bow and silver arrows, or the bow and arrow rather. Zygmunt's about to head to level 9. So, what do you think, CCX? Do you think Ganon is required, given how things were handed out this seed?
No, I don't think it will be. Okay, so I'm still. I've already got him heading to 9. I've got.
Yep.
Oh, I just have him picking up a Triforce. So.
Yep. Now Zygmunt right now is making his way up to Death Mountain. He's going to be using the recorder. Oh no, this is not like the earlier race where the runner ended up going to. Now he finally realizes it. So Zygmunt uses the recorder here on this one screen that is east of first quest level 9. That's because this is where one of the take anys are. Now, he described a heart. I thought he was going to go in for the potions. He's going for the magical sword, which is an interesting decision considering the fact that this is a 0 HP seed, but maybe he's thinking 15 hits to gain a likely possibility. So, I'm kind of wondering at this point, Ganon, is he going to be required? Because I've got a funny feeling at this point in time, this is going to be a walk in and find Zelda seed.
Yeah. Have they found the magical sword yet?
Yes, Zugman just picked it up on his end. The magical sword in second quest is 4 screens to the east of where the first quest level 9. So it's completely out of the way of anything that you normally do, which is why in speedruns of second quest, they will opt to go with the white sword strat instead of going for magical sword, because it's hard to route in a route change to go grab magical sword in a competitive run.
Okay, I'm just to make sure I'm caught up. Did we just saw a death on Rob's side?
No, I saw a
Like
Manhandla
a few
death on
seconds
his
ago?
end. Manhandla currently, he is not in the room with Staphos with 3 hearts. Rob Zugman just walked into level 9. And I'm going to go ahead and unmute his stream so I can be on the lookout for stuff. There we go. And we do find out that level 9's enemies are not Wizrobes. So it turns out that in this seed, the enemy set of level 9 are Dark Nuts. And he'll continue to push forward. I have not heard any signs of Ganon anywhere. It's over to the right-hand side. Finds a shutter door, which is a sign that he wants to kill all the enemies in here. If that shutter door does not open up, he's going to find that this is the room in which Zelda is one north of. And the door does not open Ganon required seed.
Ooh, Ganon is required.
So all that preparation
Excuse
here
me, I'm going to have to step away for a second.
So Zugman now currently in level 9, trying to figure out where Ganon is, now that we know that he is required. And I'm listening to his stream right now, and I do not hear Ganon's roar just yet. Isn't it nice to get a bomb drop off a Pole's voice?
Okay, I'm back.
And welcome back. So right now, we have Zugman in level 9. He just found a patch run to reverse C. Now he's opting to leave a room that had a key in it because he's sort of the any key. He's in a room with Zalls and drops him to get a 5 rupee heart, a fairy drop. And robdraven currently still searching through 7, trying to find out where that one room that he needs to out of 33 that has the item in it. We've yet to hear the roar of Ganon. The roar of Ganon would tell us that he's one room away from the pig that he needs to kill. And Zugman opts not to check that one room to the south. He is now taking a look at his map. And he's making his way up through the E. And I have still yet to hear, so he's probably in the northwest corner by this point. And red darkness will block your staircase. That he finally gets into a corridor staircase. And that pops him up in a room that he's already been in. And I don't think he liked that. He made a few comments in French.
Yes, that part I think I'm slightly behind this, but
I'll let you know when he gets to Ganon.
okay.
I think he hears it.
Again,
No, he
just
doesn't.
check my time thing. I just saw a compass pick up on Rob's side, or how?
No,
how
he
long ago
does
did
have
that happen?
Ganon. Zugman has
Ah.
found Ganon. I haven't really been keeping up with what's going on with
I just
Raft,
heard
but he
the
does.
roar, so I'm probably not that far
Oh,
behind.
0 HP Ganon. And
So
Zugman will
that,
up and A.
Yep, I've got him live, and just Rob killing a manhandler.
No, Rob is now facing off against that Goma that blocks the raft. But unfortunately, at this point, Zugman is now just a few rooms away from saving Princess Zelda and will win this race. One room to the right, the shutter door will open up. And after a kill of a Keys to celebrate, Zugman has won this race.
Yep.
And he will win with a SRL time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 6 seconds.
Okay, that's good time. Not too short, but not too. One thing I forgot to talk about off the start was that with these randomized flags, we seem to have a lot more quick seeds, but we've also had a few really long ones. It just 3 matches into the second round, so 24 total races to get as many sub-hour winning times as we had all last tournament. We had only 8 seeds last tournament where the winner had a sub-hour time, and we had that quite quick.
Well, a lot of these have to do with, we've seen some with the caliber of the players, but a lot of this has to do is how things get shuffled up, especially with the items getting shuffled up. We've had 2 seeds today where there was a very required chain reaction.
Yes, but in this particular one, it was such a strongly enforced one that there really wasn't much chance for bad routing. And the fact that dungeons were in vanilla locations helped with the making sure they could find dungeons easily enough. And that really makes a big difference in the times as well. If I think that's something that hasn't been talked about nearly enough. If they know where to find dungeons, it cuts down on exploration quite a bit. Even if they don't necessarily go to the dungeons in the right order, they can correct themselves a lot easier. Whereas if dungeon locations are random, you're basically just at the mercy of what you find when, and if you find things in the wrong order, it can really cost you a lot of time.
Zugman is leaving, Rob Draven is leaving level 2, and one problem exists.
I just dropped his stream again.
One problem that he didn't leave level 2 with the raft.
Yeah, that could be a problem, because that he has to realize that raft has to be in either 2 or 6. So if he spends the time looking for it in 6, and finds that magical boomerang, he's going be very disappointed. But 2 is a small dungeon, so it shouldn't take him too much time to go back if he needs to.
And thanks everyone for their well wishes, and definitely thanks the restream efforts here. And we say merci beaucoup to Zugman, who right now can go catch himself some Z's. He is now 1-1 in the tournament. So robdraven is going to head on over to level 6, where he's going to get a nasty surprise really early, but it's early enough that it will kick him back to level 3, or rather level 2.
Ah, okay, yeah, I'd been having technical difficulties at the time. It's not very far in that the scrap metal is found.
So, interestingly enough, we see that robdraven did not end up in that room 1 north of the entrance. He knows this is level 6. He knows this is designed like level 6. Maybe thinking that the one room wasn't anything important, but the thing is that that one room has the item in here. It would have the magic boomerang, which would say, you gotta go back to 2. The item you're looking for to get entry to 4 is in there.
And since he has the compass now, he's going to be heading in that direction. So we'll see how long it takes for him to realize that once he gets the Triforce, he wants to just, well, he doesn't want to keep looking up in this area. And he's the diamond staircase. He's going to just kill the enemies.
Yeah, he's gonna try to kill them off with the hopes that just maybe this is the item staircase, but he's gonna find out that no, it is not.
And now he's going to find that if he had taken that staircase, it would have only dumped him 1 room to the north.
Yep.
Of where he'd been.
And you know right now, because he needs the raft, he's on a mission to get the item here. But what he doesn't know is that the item in here is going to be the blue boomerang.
Mm-hmm. And he picks up the Triforce. We'll see if he goes back into the dungeon.
And if he does go back in the dungeon, will he
go
to that one room?
What? See, oh, he had the wrong item. He's whistling. Where's he whistling to?
That's an interesting use of a bomb. He's probably going right back to level 2. And he ended up whistling to level 5 anyway.
Yeah, he seems to be whistling from one place to another, and yeah, he's back at level 5.
That's not where he needs to go.
And where is he now? He's still whistling.
Yeah, but
oh wait, that's right, because that's to get back into the dungeon.
Yeah,
so he's now in level.
Let's pause for just 1 second as we're getting corrections on where Rob is on Crim's end.
Okay, I was a bit ahead. Tell me when he goes into the room with the Patra, because I've got it paused there.
He's now in the room with the robes, correct? Filling up the robes. Yep. Now he's in the intro.
Yep, I was way ahead. That's a change.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just grabbed the heart, now going north and wanting to find this raft really, really badly.
And he finds it, and that'll get him out
There
of
it
there. And so now all he needs is level 4.
That's correct. And level 4 was a relatively quick... No, it wasn't. It was the Trifortress on the other end of the dungeon. So Rob's making his way over to level 4 and gonna try to finish off this seed. Thankfully, he will have silver arrows ready for level 9. Ruby-wise, he's doing fine. If he could figure out where the ladder is, and the ladder is in a really inconvenient spot in the second quest as well. It's not that far from where level 9 is, but pretty much the only purpose of it would be to actually get to level 9 at that point. I'm not certain what robdraven's doing killing at this point. It's at this point, being in level 4, you could bump to the left, but I'm thinking he wants to make sure that there's nothing in here to stop him from doing the bombing. Bombs to the up, bombs up, nothing. Bombs to the right, nothing. And we'll bomb to the left to finally find his way through. And robdraven now getting his 12th key. He doesn't need the any key that this dungeon has. Now he knows where exactly he needs to go in this dungeon. So a wild tournament we've got going on for you this evening. I'll give you the schedule of races that are coming up in just a moment.
Yeah, I can get that. Right now we should have 2 other races going on. Digshake versus Darkwing Duck over on RC Drone's channel, and JamEvil versus KMac on Random Effects channel. And then at 8 we have Truant Gamer versus Breasticle back on JamEvil's channel, which will be followed by versus Chess Jerk at 10 p.m., also on JamEvil's channel, and I will be calling that race as well, along with Isolated 999.
Yeah, this should be an interesting race there for the nightcap here, and then we've got some races tomorrow. Two of them scheduled. Karakarn, well, one of them rather scheduled for tomorrow. Karakarn versus Honky scheduled for 2 o'clock Eastern, which should be an interesting race there too. As we continue through week number 2 of this Swiss tournament.
Oh, yes, I should maybe look into that one also, since I believe tomorrow is Easter Sunday, is it not?
It is.
I might as well give the Christians the day off, because I'm Jewish, so Easter means nothing.
I sure hope that you do have a happy Easter. And that, well, we've got level 9.
Yep. Oh, then yeah, I have him picking up a potion right now. So I think that means that we're still behind. Yeah, or you're ahead, either way.
And robdraven now finding out that the enemy set is not the wizrobes he thought it was, but does have the potion, so it should be a decent time for him. It's definitely good to have no enemies that shoot projectiles at you.
Yes, that is the one thing that makes wizrobes the most hated set.
Well, that plus the fact that they can end speedruns with an instant.
I'm not a speedrunner, so that's never really much of a concern. I always found that I had probably every bit as much trouble with Darknut combat as my Wizrobe combat, but the Wizrobes are definitely the bigger threat because of their projectiles and their erratic movement. Darknuts are just annoying because you can't attack them head on.
That's correct, and right now, robdraven's just hoping Ganon's not required. We know in the case that it isn't required, but it wasn't that difficult to get to Ganon. At least that I can remember.
No, I don't believe it was. I was going through a bout of technical difficulties through most of the time that Zugman was in 9, but it didn't seem like it was very long.
And if Rob finds the red ring, more bonus to him here.
And let's see what this staircase is. It's another passage.
And we find some beautiful dark nuts, and I'm thinking right now robdraven would love to find where the compass is. No, he doesn't know that he was just one room away from Zelda just a moment ago.
He tries to bomb north, cannot. Tries to bomb west, it does. And he's killing off the enemies. I guess is he one who doesn't do block clips? So far I've not seen him do a block clip.
And right now,
Certainly no shortage of staircases.
yeah, that's the thing with level 9. There's a whole abundance of them. You don't ever think that because you don't ever realize just how many staircases you have to deal with in the actual level 9 in the regular game.
Because so many of them are not required for a for an any percent run.
That's correct.
And yet another passage staircase.
And he's in the general right wing where Ganon was found on Zugman's end, so we should be hearing a roar soon. And I think actually in one room we will be hearing that roar. I think Draven really would like to get the red ring out of here.
Yeah, I'm not hearing the roar just yet.
And he peeks into another staircase and finds it is just another passage. He's really looking for the item.
Either of the items.
Yep.
He,
Which we know one is the
or
white sword, the other one is the ring.
yes, I was going to say any of the items, actually, because, well, he didn't find the boomerang in 6, but the way he sees it, there are 4 items at large, and 3 of them are red ring, white sword, and any key. Now, he doesn't necessarily need the any key as desperately, because he still has 8 keys, but he certainly would not say no to that, and he would definitely like to see the white sword or the red ring.
Yep.
But instead, he is finding yet another passage.
Passage, fun, exciting, excitement.
Ooh, and there's Patra in a Chevy room.
Great place for him to be.
Yeah.
And now he hears the good old roar of Ganon, and he should know at this point where exactly Ganon is.
Yep, I hear that.
And now he definitely where Ganon is.
Right, because he was on the leftmost side, so
There it goes.
since it couldn't be north, there it is. And he gets the map, and he's looked like he wanted to go south, but he is going north, and will find Ganon.
And he takes him down really easy, but he never found where Zelda was.
Correct.
Now, one thing that I think robdraven does need to know, and he'll know about this in due time, the more he plays these, any room that has a shutter door, any double block room, single block room, anything that could possibly be a staircase, if there is a shutter door, there will not be a staircase. Same true if there's a drop in one of those said rooms. As he makes his way over to the right, he should be getting close to Zelda. I think he's only about 4 or so rooms away, but I'm not certain if he can get there from here. And if he goes to the right,
Which I think he will.
and then I think if he goes down, he will find the prize. He's almost there. He's 2 rooms away. Make it
Just
1 room
north.
away. And robdraven will see the shutter door open and be the prize.
I think I'm a
Zelda
little
has been
behind. Okay, yep, I see the shutter door opening too. So, there we go.
And we welcome robdraven here. So tell us about that seed. Your thoughts.
Actually, I think it was a good seed. I just kind of misplayed it. It was definitely a right order seed, and I after looking at level 1 and level 2, I knew it was second quest dungeons, and then it was just a matter of finding a couple extra bomb places. I don't realize it was second quest overworld as well, and so it was just a matter of, once I figured that out, it was finding the correct order of items.
Our restreamer was bringing it up, noting here that this seemed very, very familiar to a race that went off about a little less than 6 hours ago. In which it seemed to be that there was an item in a dungeon that got you to another item that got you to another item.
Yeah, that actually seemed to happen quite a few of the races in this tournament so far. Really, it's just that I've seen it. It was just I knew generally what item where. It was just that, like, I had to go back to 1 for an item, and it ended up surprising me when I found this. I believe it was the silvers that I found in 1. Or the bow.
Yeah, it's the bow. The silvers were on the coast.
Yes, that's what it was. The silvers were on the coast. That's right. But I was surprised there, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then it was just a matter. I knew I needed the ladder. Once I knew what quest I was on, I knew I needed the ladder to get to 7. I knew I needed cord 2 to 3 and 6, and it was just a matter of just hunting them down and trying to find which was heading behind what, because like the power to 4, I knew that, but it was kind of one of those, like, okay, I'm thinking, okay, power bridge is either got to be in its regular position or it's got to be a dungeon treasure. And really, like I said, the seed was, I mean, what beat me this time is just simply I didn't have the right order of items, have as much knowledge as I would have liked going into. I'd forgotten for a second that it was first. It's always first dungeon or first quest dungeons, which is the reason why I didn't realize there was a second item in 1.
Yes. You were under the impression that you were dealing with the regular E in the second quest, I thought it was just the one item, which you
Yeah.
left go behind then, which was a very, very critical item because you needed that to get the raft to open up more of this level, rather than
Yeah.
quarter, rather.
I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let's go straight. I ran around, got a few items, opened up 7, realized I was Goma blocked, and then went back to 1. Or when I went back to 1, I got the bow. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm Goma blocked. Let's go beat. Let's go make sure I cover all my bases here. But yeah, overall, I can't complain about the seed. I mean, I think I misplayed it a little bit. But overall, there wasn't really much to misplay. It was just a matter of some luck, getting the right items in the right places, and then just having some knowledge of second quest. That's real. I mean, if I didn't have this map up here for second quest, I would not have known where I was going.
Definitely helped you there.
Yeah, there was. You mentioned that you'd forgotten that it was still first quest dungeons. We had been noting that you seemed like you were not quite sure which dungeon you were in at certain times, because it's actually an interesting thing about the coding that the 2 and 3 are switched, 4 and 5 are switched, and 7 and 8 are switched. So it's actually the locations of the dungeon at the location of second quest 2 is actually level 3, and the same for 4 and 5, 7 and 8. And the first dungeon you went into was, I think, 3, and we thought you might have been like thinking you were in 2.
I think that's really what it comes down to. Is like I said, it was just that was one of the few places where I misplayed, is just not remembering exactly. I mean, not remembering like the exact like setups for second quest overworld. I mean, I knew where all the dungeons were. That wasn't the problem. It was the realization of the layouts for the overworld or the dungeons was first quest, and then the like you said, the swaps between certain levels.
And definitely turning into a learning experience here for you. Now you're 0-2 in the tournament, but that doesn't mean you're out. Just you string a couple of wins together, and you're going to be in the race stuff coming up.
Yeah, that's all I can hope for. I mean, to be honest, as long as I'm having fun playing the game, which I definitely am. It's a win. I go 0-4 and win, still win, so to speak.
That's fair right there. All right, we are going to be heading on over to the restream of the Dig Shake Darkwing Duck. So you have anything you want to add here to close out here, CCX?
Nope, I'm fine with how this went. I think we'll wrap it up there.
All right, so for Crimson Avix, who handled the restream on pretty much a last-minute notice, for myself, I'm Adirondack Rick. For CCX and for robdraven and Zugman, be sure to follow the runners, be sure to follow everybody, and be sure to thank everyone who helped out here with this tournament race. And with this, let's send you over to the Dig Shake Darkwing Duck stream that is already in progress over on RC Drone. Good night.
Good night.